Right, as you guys can see, I am fucking filthy. So, there's a story that's going to go on here, but we're going to get to that. But anyway, we were pushing away. Noticed a heap of oil running out of the front of the dozer. Thought, oh, fuck, what's this? Anyway, have a look, front main seal. So, as everything happens, you get into things and you find out more. So, here we go. Well, you can see by this here, we started there at 7 o'clock. And this is where we've ended up. Poor old little dozer. She's looking a little bit sad at the moment. Well, let me go give you a run through what we've sort of done here. So what we've got is the equalizer bar out. Now the equalizer bar, it goes between the track frames here and into the center. It pivots, allows the track frames to move. This is called a dead axle, or the other one is pivot shaft. Old people always call it dead axle. Younger people call it pivot shaft. Depends on what area you grew up in. I always got told it's a dead axle because I learned on old shitbox machines. But apparently in these things, they are called a pivot shaft. So anyway, that pivot shaft is all good. This track frame, all good. Then we come around to the other side. And as you guys may be able to see here, we're missing some stuff. So we had to pull that pivot shaft off because it was flogged out. And as you guys can see in here, that is missing a piece, which is somewhere. Anyway, that's no longer there. That means that bush is So then we thought, all right, let's do this front main seal. So we pulled what's called the nose cone, which is that piece over there, off the front, have the sweeps up in the air. Behind this here is those 4 bolts you come off, and then there's a front main seal in the timing case that seals the oil from the sump coming out the timing case. This here was leaking too, and these hoses were leaking as well. So what we're going to come and do is I've got cat coming out here because I don't have the installer tool. So we're going to rip that off, take that seal out. That'll get cat done. And then as you guys can see, all these rams are leaking. Well, they're just pissing out. So we're actually going to pull all the pins, take that ram, and that ram to go get rebuilt. And then we get to what is the equalizer bar. I know this is probably a long video, but anyway, what we got is this side here, the pin had hopped into this housing, which is good. So that's got to be built back up. The pivot shaft here, as you guys can see, it's worn through the hardening. So that's that. And that needs to be built up and machined back down. So, you guys can see, we have a lot going on this dozer right now. But I'm hoping 5-6 days, we're back up and running. So, a lot of people think, yes, you've got to take things to workshop. And I'll agree, a workshop makes this a lot easier. But we're in a paddock. You can do this. You can. Anyone who's been told you can't do this in a workshop, you can. You just got to be clean, and you go like, I'm going to clean down all that. That'll be spotless. And I just use bulk, brake clean, bulk, petrol, because it's cheaper, and use all that stuff just to clean this up. But there is no reason why you cannot do this in the field. So if anyone's got their own machines, which I get a lot of people that DM me that do, mate, you can do it. This dozer hasn't got much left. The track frames are off. You've just got final drive sitting there. Chains are split. You know, yeah, all right, none of the major components are out, but it's torn down a fair way. So don't let anyone tell you you can't, because you most definitely can. But anyway, I'm going to get this sorted out over the next 5 to 6 days. I'll try and do as much footage as I can. The days are big here. It's hard work. I'm not the fittest bloke in the world when it comes to this sort of stuff, because you sit in machine all day. It is hard to get back onto the tools. But anyway, we're going to get into it. We'll keep you updated.